Well, welcome to Darlene Stadium on Friday night, September 21, 2018. We got the local Hampton rivalry. The Hampton Crabbers welcome in the Bethel Bruins here for a football game. After a long week of hurricane prep and hurricane undo woo-bay, we're here with the familiar crowd, but it's been a while.
Oh, it's been a while since we've had football, Frank. Hampton essentially hasn't played in almost 2 weeks. Bethel with a heartbreaker last couple of days against Warwick, a 20-13 defeat. So they're anxious to get back on the field. And Hampton, of course, they've had cabin fever sitting in the house all week from the hurricane.
Yeah, they're interested in getting into the field. They've come in with a huge record late September 0-1. The one loss being to Warwick several weeks ago before our threat to the area by Hurricane Florence, and which shut down the schools. For those of you watching this in the future, shut down the school system here for 4 days last week. It wiped out or washed out all the games from last weekend, leaving Hampton with a 1-0 record, an incomplete game against Denby High School due to lightning earlier in the month. They didn't play that across the water rival that first week before Labor Day, so they're 0-1. And Bethel comes in 1-3, and you mentioned they played earlier this week and got beat on a last-second play.
Heartbreak, Frank. They lost on a blocked field goal attempt. Warwick returned it 80 yards for a touchdown. So they're anxious. I talked to Coach Beverly before the game. He's anxious to get back on the field. It's actually to their benefit that they're able to get back and play a few days after that heartbreak loss. And again, Hampton hasn't played since the Warwick game. So they're ready to play. Like you said, it's a rivalry. And it should be a good one, Frank.
Well, as we come to this game, we haven't mentioned one of the obvious omissions here tonight, which is head coach Mike Smith, the longtime head coach of Hampton High School, the third winningest coach in the United States at the moment, is not on the sidelines again for the Crabbers as they start their third game of the season. Kenny Gilliam, a longtime assistant, I believe 30 years he's been with Mike Smith. A very able coach, and I know, having talked to him a little bit earlier this evening, he is ready to go.
I mean, he's a Crabber, Frank. He played here, he coached here. Now he's the interim head coach until Mike Smith comes back. So he knows the system, he knows the kids, he knows the community. He's ready to roll, and he's in a tough spot from where the Crabbers are. Like you said, they haven't played many games. They're 0-1, and they have to make up their game against Denby. But he's ready to go tonight.
Well, Hampton, of course, with a long list of very able assistant coaches. Alvis Mann called out of retirement to come back and help Kenny, as Danny Mitchell, the longtime assistant, has stepped aside in the past couple of weeks after Mike Smith was notified that he would have to sit out. This is all related. It's non-football related absence from the sideline. It's as I understand, a pension system requirement. We saw our great stadium announcer Jim Schaffner, who retired from the school system, had to sit out 30 days before he could come back and be the announcer here. So it's one of those administrative regulations, may not make a whole lot of sense when it comes to a football coach or a stadium announcer, but you and I aren't going to solve that problem tonight.
No.
What we know is Kenny Gilliam, Alvis Mann, and his crew are on the sideline for the Crabbers, and they are anxious to get on the field here and going.
Yeah, I mean, the show must go on, Frank. These teams are going to come out to play regardless who's on the sideline. They've been battling for a long time. In fact, Bethel hasn't beaten Hampton since 2012. So, I've said this before. If this is the year to beat Hampton and the right time, this is the time for Bethel to pull out the upset.
Well, certainly Coach William Beverly is very excited about his chances tonight. As he mentioned to me earlier, the fact that both teams have a losing record now really matters not when you talk about a rivalry between the Bethel Bruins and the Hampton Crabbers. It's a rivalry in my house as well, as my wife is a graduate of Bethel High School.
Yeah, I remember,
but it's a good, strong, friendly, and long-time rivalry between these two squads. And, of course, Kenny Gilliam and William Beverly known each other a long time. Well, we did get a chance to talk with the coaches. We're gonna get you those interviews at halftime tonight. As we get underway here, the officials ready to go. Bethel is in their white tonight, which could throw off our numbers a little bit. We've had an interesting, rapid effort to get all numbers caught up. Bethel's been here as the home team a couple times. We haven't seen them in the white yet this year, so they're in the white uniform tonight with the white pants. Crabbers in the all black uniform with the red numerals. Their kicker this year, Julian Kramer, is going to come out and tee it up there on the 40-yard line.
Did I hear that right? He's an Australian?
That's what I understand. Australian young man. Hampton has been looking for a kicker. They've had a history of good kickers, and Mike Husted, of course, the one that went on to the pros. But many good kickers, and now Julian Kramer steps into those bright orange shoes for the Crabbers, and we'll just about underway here.
Mike Husted lives in the Southern California area with a kicking camp now, Frank, so the pedigree's deep.
Good deep kick there to the 7-yard line.
Pinson, Frank, at about the 5, cuts it up middle, splits 2 defenders, but he's wrapped up by the Crabbers at around the 20, close to the 20-yard line.
I'm not sure he got there. Let's see. They got him right on the 20. That's a remarkable spot, but a good start for the Bethel Bruins. They're going to see the quarterback that Coach Beverly is so pleased with, Caleb Beard, coming out. He's been dinged up at that position so far, but Caleb has come on and played really well for Bethel. They have the one win over the Menchville Monarchs. They lost a tough one against the Warwick Raiders, who go into tomorrow's game, Wu Bay, 4-0 against the Phoebus Phantoms. That should be a good one right here at Darling at 2 o'clock.
Big test for Warwick to see if they can continue their winning ways, or Phoebus, as Beard's in the shotgun, as he's played shotgun most of the season. That goes to Walker, Frank, the fullback, rumbling down on the far side, picks up about 7 on that carry.
A good carry for Christian Walker as Bethel moves the ball forward. Caleb Beard has been a real find for Coach Beverly. And the Bruins need him, as the Tower Brewington Parker, who got the start at the beginning of the year, has been nicked up a little bit. Hopefully he'll get into the game tonight.
Yeah, Coach Beverly really liked the athleticism of Brewington Parker. Used him in, as he called it, the Daz Newsome effect. Had him all over the field, and now they settled on Beard at quarterback. So it goes back to Walker, and Walker looks like he gets over for the first down, Frank. Good 2 carries by Christian Walker.
Well, in the newspaper today, the Daily Press's Marty O'Brien picked this game as a defensive battle, with Hampton winning it 14-7. I think he's right about the defensive battle. The Crabbers last week, or 2 weeks ago against Warwick, had a real hard time moving the football, especially in the second half. Only, I believe it was 36 yards in that second half. So we'll see what they can do on offense. Right now, they've got to stop the Bruins, who picked up the first down of the game.
Again, Beard in the shotgun. Jackson Griffith at center. Hikes it to Beard, and Beard gives it off to a running back. Who's checking to see who that was, Frank, on the carry.
Gary Vandal with a nice block there on the front line for the Bruins.
Looks like that's Newton, Frank. Tyrone Newton, who's filling in for Yates, who's not available tonight.
Yeah, Devontae Yates out. We saw him in a pair of shorts and just a jersey kind of curled up.
That's a big loss. He's a transfer from Warwick, and one of their speed guys and great athlete. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 32. Beard again in the shotgun. Beard's going back to pass. First pass of the night is complete. Oh, that's going to be a big hit, and that's going to be a flag, Frank. They could have a big emphasis on that this year, the helmet-to-helmet contact.
Sure do. That was a nice catch out there by number 25, Antonio Howard.
And he's hopefully he's okay. Looks like he got up and walked to the sidelines. And as you see the replay here, Frank.
Let's see if they got helmet to helmet, or did it just get underneath his helmet?
Oh yeah, it's definitely helmet to helmet. That's
As hit by the Crabbers, number 7.
And a Crabber was engaged in the play, and then he comes over and hits him.
Of course, the officials at every level of organized football are
targeting
conscious of
against the defense.
Helmet-to-helmet
15-yard penalty.
And leading with
first
the helmet.
down.
That time, just a 15-yard penalty for that. So the Bruins move into Crabber territory at the 48.
So 1st and 10 from the 48. Beard again in the shotgun. You'll see him in the shotgun most of the night. Back to Walker right up the middle as he carries a couple Crabbers with him, still moving, but he's going to maybe pick up 3 or 4 yards on that run.
That time Jackson Griffiths in his line opened him a nice little slot there on the right side of the center. And Walker able to move on through.
Seen a lot of
2
Christian
yards.
Walker.
Testing.
Didn't see much of him early in the season. You know, again, they had Tyra, Bruins, and Parker, and Yates running the bulk of the carries, and Christian Walker, that fullback slash halfback slash H-back kind of player, filling in nicely for the Bruins tonight. It's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 46. Again, Beard in shotgun. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to keep, and he might have gotten a yard on that one, Frank.
Nice
Hampton
tackle.
not fooled at all on that.
No, nope, they saw that one coming. Orlando Robinson out of his defensive end position was able to haul him down. And that before he actually lost a yard. Good play by Robinson as he stepped in and grabbed the quarterback.
So it's going to be 3rd and long as you see the replay here on that last play.
Robinson wearing number 64, and you see him hold his spot there and able to haul down Beard.
So 3rd and long, Frank. 39 at the 47, 8:45 left in this first quarter. Beard back to pass. It's going to be incomplete.
Right off the hands of Bethel's number 80. I think it's pick run.
Oh, man, he was open too, Frank. Had some real estate too to run.
Yeah, pick run's listed a couple times on the new white jersey roster there, but that's his number.
Did you see here? It would have been close to a first down. Yeah, he probably would have gotten that first down.
I heard some footsteps coming or not.
Yeah, that'll change your decision. Looks like Luster's going to do the punting tonight for Bethel. A short kick.
Wobbler. Everything to get out of the
away,
way of it,
takes
but
a
it does.
Bethel bounce. And it goes around the 20-yard line.
Well, remarkably, they started the 20. What a
exactly.
coincidence.
Yeah.
The 20.
So
A couple first downs for the Bruins, but nothing more. And we see what the Crabbers got on offense again.
So it's
their offense looked pretty bad in that second half against Warwick.
Okay, it's the Max Pichakowski era, Frank, at quarterback for the Hampton Crabbers. Baseball player, played a little bit last year, but now he's the man this year, quarterback.
Well, he's a junior over there at Hampton High School. We're also going to see Isaiah Banks, number 1.
Yep. So they're going to do a lot of rotating. As a freshman, they like also, they're going to probably put in later on as Pichakowski.
Banks plays receiver as well.
As actually, it's not Pichakowski, Frank. You're
Looks
right.
like Banks.
Banks going to take a direct snap. He goes in motion. He keeps. He goes to the outside. Has a couple blockers, but good closing speed by Pinson. Jaquan Pinson on a nice play on the defense, number 21, the senior. Had a big game a couple days ago at Ward. Fumble recovery for a touchdown and 2 interceptions.
Well, good tackle there, holding the very speedy Isaiah Banks, who's going to see another play at quarterback.
And can I lobby that Hampton retires number 1 forever? Due to Ronald Curry, you still, I mean,
Well,
that doesn't retire
I
numbers in
tell
high
you
school,
that.
but look at Pinson on that closing speed. Track star too, Frank, on the Bethel track team, and you know they have a few state championships in track, so he knows how to run. Another play by Banks. He goes the same way, and this time he gets close to a first down.
Brought down by Bethel, looks like number 18, Brooklyn Graham, on the tackle.
So 2 plays, Frank, from on the same side. Looks like the same play.
I think so. Kenny Gilliam at the bottom of your screen there, giving the play to Isaiah Banks.
You know, Coach Mann back as he comes out of retirement to help out the Crabbers. Woodrow Wilson also there, and of course, Coach Newsom has 2 sons that play. One that played at Virginia Tech, and one is currently at North Carolina, helping out the Crabbers as well on the sidelines. So it's first down and 10 from the 30 at the 33-yard line. Banks. I'm sorry, that's who is that?
Motion.
That's Jones in motion. Little too excited there. Is it
Prior to the snap.
false start?
False start
Hampton.
against the offense. 5-yard
Yeah,
penalty.
He was going in motion,
Remains
but
first
I
down.
believe somebody else was moving at the same time.
Can't do that in football.
They lose 5 on that, 1st and 15. Kenny Gilliam joined on the sidelines, of course, by Woodrow Wilson, a great Hampton player back in the mid-'70s, won a state title for Mike Smith. Meyer Newsom, you've mentioned. Albus Mann, we've mentioned. And several other younger coaches that I don't think you and I have met yet, but he's had a good staff down there today.
Absolutely. So that's going to be 1st and 15 now, 5 yards back. Jones goes back in motion. He gets it, cuts it up, but Bethel's right there on the tackle. Gain of maybe 3, Frank, on that carry.
Hey, Newton at the bottom of the pile, was it? No, it was
like,
5. It was,
no, John.
Who was that at the bottom of the
Yeah,
pile?
Newton, you're right.
It
Newton.
was Newton, yeah. What a good stop. Second, now here comes Max Pietrkowski.
So
number
the
12.
era started a little later than we thought, but he still gets in, Frank.
Well, he's going to use both because
absolutely.
Banks, we see how quick he is.
Yes.
And he's a receiver as well.
So they're going to go Pietrkowski under center. Going to go back to pass, and it's going to be complete on a slant, and that's going to be a 1st down, Frank.
Beautiful pass out there. Nice stop by Jaquan Penson, but not before the 1st down is picked up. His school board member Jason Samuels comes by and visit us.
Jason, high five from a school board member. Can't beat that.
At the game.
Of course, he has a daughter that goes to Hampton, so we know where his alliances are.
He's sitting on this side, yeah.
So
decent crowd tonight, Wu Bay.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful night to be at Darling Stadium.
1st and 10 from the 44 after that 1st down on the Pietrkowski pass. So it's Banks back at quarterback. Again, Hampton in motion. Banks, not much to throw, but he's going to run. He's a good runner. He gets close to another 1st down.
Yeah, it's up over the 50 down into Bruin territory. So they've now picked up more yards than they had in the second half of the Warwick game that they lost.
Yeah. So they 8 on that carry, Frank. Second and 2.
I think Darrell Butler's going to bring into play. Banks is going to get one as well.
Yeah, Darrell Butler missed most of the season last year to a knee injury. Glad to see him back.
Big loss, as I recall.
Absolutely.
Especially in the defensive side of things.
Huge loss.
Good look at the Hampton Crabbers from behind there as they line up.
Looks like Banks under center this time. 2nd and 1. Good run. 1st down, Hampton.
Yeah, that's Elijah Highsmith. Gets a start on the defensive side of the ball, and you see he can move the football himself down to the 40, almost to the 40-yard line. Another 1st down for the Crabbers.
So both offenses moving the ball pretty well. You see Highsmith goes off tackle.
Yep,
Brooklyn
nice
Graham
tackle
with the tackle on that one.
Yep. So Kenny Gilliam is moving his players in and out, along with the quarterback, who still in the Hampton tradition comes to the sideline to get the play.
The new athletic director, Richard Fortune.
And of course Kevin
Davis, who I was told is retiring after this year. So goes inside, and Jackson Griffith is there for the tackle for loss.
Griffiths is the big body for the Bethel Bruins again this year, number 56 there. Takes up a lot of space.
Interesting note. Guess who his chemistry lab partner is?
Who's that?
My daughter.
Oh, my. Well,
so she gave me a lot of insight on this game because Jackson was telling her everything about how they can win tonight. So
any truth to her saying she has to carry him through chemistry? Or is he carrying her through chemistry?
Might be a little bit of both. Because they can't ask me because I don't know anything about chemistry.
Right, I was going to say, don't come to Dad.
Yeah, don't ask me. 2nd and 10 on the 41. As it goes a fake as Butler keeps. And he's going to do a little stutter step, but Bethel's there. Good play by Bethel. It's going to be a 3rd and long.
It was a good play. A little slow developing there for Banks as he tried to go around the corner. Could not get it. Bethel recognizes it right away. So 3rd down now, and we'll see if Pietrkowski comes in. He looks like he's going to go in. There he goes.
Another passing situation. The last time he was in, he threw a nice slant for a 1st down.
We watched both of them throw the ball. Banks is a little younger, a little less experienced at this level.
This is no surprise, Frank. We were told they both would play. You know, going to practice the other day. They practiced this, so it's 3rd and 7 from the 37 as you have Highsmith and looks like Banks in the backfield as Hampton's going to have to call a timeout.
That time the receiver's a little confused. In particular, Jones was not set or settled on the play. So timeout taken by the Crabbers here. 2:52 to go in the first, no score. Frank Edgar and Wube Gabre coming to you from Darling Stadium on a beautiful night for football here in the fall. We got a few more games we're going to cover this season. Got the Lake Taylor game just next Thursday.
It's going to be huge, Frank.
September 27th. Lake Taylor visits Phoebus right here at Darling Stadium, a 7 o'clock start. And we want everybody to come out for that game so we can pack the stadium against that Norfolk team and that very successful program. Lake Taylor's had a very, very good stretch of winning football for the last 10, 15 years and played some memorable games against the Phantoms, and Wube and I thought this would be a fun game to do, so we're going to do that on the 27th. Then Denby comes in to play Kickintan on the 12th of October, and then we follow that with Hampton Phoebus the next day, Saturday, the 13th of October at 3 o'clock, or excuse me, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock on a Saturday,
October 19th, Woodside from Newport News comes and visits Hampton.
So quality games this year on LSC. Pichikowski back to pass, and Bethel is not fooled. They're all over it, and he's dropped for a loss.
No, not fooled at all there. Good tackle that time. It looked like Bethel's number 58, Carter. Again, we're working with these numbers. Yeah, Aaron Carter had him.
I thought that was slow. Like you said earlier, Frank, when Hampton, the play before, when Banks had that slow developing play, I thought that was really slow in developing. When Pichikowski goes back to pass, Bethel was all over it.
Well,
they forced the punt.
So far, no surprises about what they're doing with the different quarterback. So back for Bethel, number 21.
And it's going to be it's a false start on Hampton.
Yeah, it looks like
it's like that's Michael Davis punting, Frank.
Davis, 5'10", 205-pound punter. These numbers live can be quite challenging with the red numeral on the black field.
Sebastian Janikowski-sized punter.
Yeah, he's a big kid. See if he can put a foot into it here. Pinson back on his own 18.
High snap. He gets it off a little low. Pinson is going to let it drop and wisely lets it go. It's going to go right around the 20 where they started last time.
So no harm, no foul there as the Bethel Bruins stall the Crabber drive into their territory, and they pick it up again from the 20 here with 1:59 to go in the first.
And Pinson, one of Bethel's playmakers, had a huge game. Like I said earlier on Tuesday, Frank, 2 interceptions, fumble recovery for a touchdown. They're going to need him to step up tonight.
So we'll see what Caleb Beard has up his sleeve here for his second set of downs. Caleb, we watched him come on a couple of weeks ago where they started putting him in, and he was passing almost every play in that game. Now he's settled down. You see he's doing both.
Huge step from JV to varsity, Frank, once you move up the ranks. It's going to be a run. That looks like that's Howard going outside. He might have lost a few yards on that run.
Antonio Howard doesn't pick up much there. Crabbers read that one. Take them back to about the 11-yard line, loss of 4. Excuse me, to 16, loss of 4. The big Jackson Griffiths, number 56. You see him anchoring the line for Bethel.
Named the captain this year, Frank, which is an honor for a junior. It's been a 3-year starter for the Bruins.
We got to see the Bethel Bruins play against that good line of Kickintan earlier this year.
Yep, 14-8. Kickintan pulling that out. This time it's another run. It goes on the other side, and Hampton is not fooled by that. Great play.
Great tackle out there. I'm going to say that Robinson again making the stop. 64, mighty quick for defensive end.
Yes, as you can see on the replay here, Howard can't get outside.
Good tackle too. Good structure on the hands and bodies him up and rolls him down.
So 3rd and 20, Frank. Dangerous situation. Dangerous situation here for Bethel. They can't afford to get a turnover. It looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Well, the cornerbacks, Jones and Jackson for the Crabbers, looking for a pick here, and Bethea back at safety. All keeping an eye on that arm of Caleb Beard. Though Beard, quite a strong passer. Doesn't lob a lot of balls up there.
And again, Frank, at the beginning of the year, they had 3 quarterbacks. And it was Caleb Beard, Isaiah Smith, and Tyra Parker Brewington, and they settled on Beard, the sophomore.
Smith brought him so much power as a receiver in particular.
And tight end, more or
and
less.
Brewington Parker was, can be a running back. He can be a receiver. Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You see,
and I know they're glad to have Beard.
Coach William Beverly in the huddle, as you joked with him earlier. Played at Bethel, coached at Bethel, played at Virginia Union. Principal at Phoebus for a little while, and now he's back.
Yeah, he
coaching
loves
his
it.
alma mater.
He absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
And,
played for the legendary Coach Kaz.
Young men have responded very well to him. Certainly very welcoming to you and me when we go out and meet with him preseason.
And we don't want to leave when we talk to him.
No, we end up staying a long time. Yeah. And I know we take him away from practice, but we appreciate the time he spends with us.
3rd and 19 from the 11. As Beard in the shotgun. They're going to just run the ball and be safe, Frank. Goes to Pinson.
Yep, they're going to keep it close.
I mean, why not? Your defense is playing pretty well. Don't want to give Hampton anything easy.
Good tackle by the Crabbers. Looks like Sean Hassel, excuse me. Extra in there in the name.
So Hampton should get good field position, Frank, after this.
Well, so far, the Crabber defense has been as advertised.
Yeah.
And the offense has got to move. And that's going to be a great clock worker up here tonight. Herman Drone working with just 1 clock, so he's already his pay has been cut.
He's trying to get some TV time by yelling. He's yelling to try to get some TV time, Frank. That's what it was.
Yeah, he's become a big part of our show up here, Wube.
Oh yeah, Drone has been part of the show since the inception of our broadcast. He's been up here for a while.
Got the full crew with us tonight. Andy Foley and team in place. Glad to have everybody here. So they're going to run the ball down the other end and punt it back the other way. There we go. Our game officials there. Jim Mayhew's crew. He's the referee, umpires Clem Heffron. Bobby Golaski, the head linesman. Lewis Watson, the line judge. Side judge Sean Whitfield, the field judge Skip Perry, the back judge Scott Davis, and the clock operator operating on half scoreboard tonight, Herman Drone. Herman, it will be, as I understand, does sign autographs. You have to catch him as he comes down the stands after the game. He tries not to do it before the game. Get him afterwards. So the punt now from their own goal line.
Going to be Luster again, and they're coming, almost blocked. Pretty good from Luster's account to get the ball off. As Bethel's right there, but the Crabbers are going to get good field position at the 35.
Nice return there. I think that was Banks on the catch and return. So we go switch sides again. We'll see if Isaiah Banks is going to, no, it's going to be Pietrkowski, Max Pietrkowski back out in a quarterback spot with the Banks, of course, as receiver. So Pietrkowski wears 12, Banks wears number 1. Both about the same height. Pietrkowski may have Banks by a couple inches, but
looks at the sideline to get the play. Good field position, again, for the Crabbers. It's 1st and 10 at the 35, as it's going to be a timeout by the Crabbers.
So a little more offensive confusion leads to a second timeout. Kenny Gilliam not happy with that as he goes out to stand in the midst of his offense. Talk about what's going on here to require the Crabbers to get 2 timeouts already. Steve Fryer working the sideline. Cameron, as always, bringing us the good shots there. That's what I call Jerry Gammon quality, a great photographer from Newport News that takes a lot of the photographs that you see in the Daily Press. But Steve Fryer is right there in that list, one of our finer photographers around here. He just works his magic with the video camera. You see the field's in great shape. Of course, we had some rain during the Hurricane Florence panic, which
Field
brought us
looks
just a very little rain. We want to send our regards to our friends and families and all the people we don't know, but down in North and South Carolina, as they continue to recover from what's been just a deluge of flood water down there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So 1st and 10 from the 35. Pichakowski in the game. He gets the handoff to Highsmith, and Bethel again, great defense as they wrap up Highsmith in the backfield.
Nothing there, for no room in the end there. Corey Johnson on the tackle for the Bruins. A 2nd and 12. A good crowd tonight. Both bands here tonight. And a decent fan compared to what we've seen so far this year.
Yeah.
This is the biggest crowd we've had, and rightfully so in this rivalry game.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game, and then hopefully next week will be the same with that big game. So it's they loss of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 12 now. Pichakowski in at quarterback. He goes back to Highsmith, and Highsmith goes back on the other side, and this time again Bethel is there. It's going to be a huge third down.
Time, on Bethel's Tyrone Newton with the first one to reach him, but he had a stiff arm in the helmet there and pushed back a little bit. Highsmith picks up a few yards.
You see the replay here. Highsmith, great year last year, Frank.
That time, Newton slowed him up enough so his teammates come over and make the tackle. Pichakowski now in a passing situation.
Just feels like one big play, Frank, can turn this game, with both of these defenses playing so well. So it's going to be 3rd and 7. Pichakowski in at quarterback. It's going to be a pass. Pichakowski goes back to pass. It's going to be incomplete, not even close to his intended receiver.
That was Jalen Bethea who was the intended receiver, but it's hard to tell if he was throwing to it looked like he was throwing to a spot and not to the receiver.
So it looks like they're going to go for it here, Frank. At least they're going to think about it. No, they're going for it. 4th and 7. Why not? Defense playing well.
Pichakowski stays in at quarterback.
Pichakowski back to pass. He fakes it this time, and he's going to go to pass. He's got a receiver. He's almost in the end zone. They're going to throw a flag.
That's exactly right.
That's going to be pass interference.
The pass was right where it should have been. The receiver was right where he should have been, but the defender had his back to the quarterback.
And they're going to call that every time.
Yep. So a good play by the Crabbers. They pick up the penalty yardage. It'll give them a 1st down.
Yes. And, of course, in high school, it's only a 15-yard penalty. But that's enough for a Crabber 1st down.
And they'll take it. You see, it's a good pass. Pichakowski takes his time.
Steps up in the pocket, too.
And you see the receiver is slowed just enough.
Yeah, Pinson never turns around. If he turns around, it's a good play.
Also on the coverage out there. Number 85. Luster, of course, he's got 3 numbers on this list.
Goes back. Looks like that's
at number 2. That's Earl Butler.
Butler. So that momentum, that's, again, the big play, Frank. And all it takes is one big play.
Well, that's a Crabber run right there. That's what they try to do. Pass has always been a second option, except when we had passers like Tyrod Taylor and, well, even Michael Vick and Ronald Curry in the league.
Yeah.
Most teams go with that run first.
Absolutely.
In the Peninsula District.
So 1st and goal for the Crabbers, and it's close to the goal line. It's going to be stopped around the 2.
Nice hesitation that time by the back as he was able to eke out a few more yards. A hill on the tackle.
Speaking of Tyrod Taylor, Frank, I am sporting the new Tyrod Taylor glasses.
I wonder what had the little sticker. You still have the sticker on them.
It's still it's a promotional.
There you go. Look
here,
at the camera there. You see?
Yeah. Tyrod
probably still has a headache after last night, but his team got a win.
Yeah. So go check him out.
Well,
Tyrod
send out
Taylor
regards
collection.
to him.
Yes.
And what a.
Yes.
But he's done well with Cleveland. They probably should have 2 wins in addition to the one they got last night.
Should.
And we'll talk about kickers later.
So
There's
Pichakowski
dives in. Looks like he's got a touchdown.
Yep,
that
touchdown
time just
Hampton.
fell right over the center. behind Messiah Marrero. And Pietrkowski has the first touchdown of the night for the Crabbers.
And that big play was a 4th down.
Yeah, a little pass interference. And now Pietrkowski going to hold for Kramer. They're going to kick the extra point. Here, Max just takes his time and then dives in, sees the goal line and makes it. Nice block out there by the Crabbers 57 as well, Michael Davis. So now Kramer out of the hold of Pietrkowski. It looks good from this angle.
That's good.
And it is good. 7-0 Crabbers here. 9:05 to go in the second quarter. So the penalty is really what hurt Bethel on that play.
We played great defense. Just that one. Again, it only takes one big play to change the game. So 7-0 Hampton after the big play under the penalty in the end zone. And again, this is how the Warwick game started, Frank. They went up 7-0, and Warwick went on 16 unanswered points. So let's see if Bethel can put together something and get on the scoreboard. As you see, Xavier Williams, friend of the program, school notes, and he's on the school board liaison, student representative, I'm sorry.
So really quickly moving here as Kramer's ready to go.
Yeah.
He brings those orange shoes.
Those Aussies are always ready to go.
Yeah, those orange shoes, he even inherited those from the kicker last year. Remember the kicker,
Jesus?
Jesus.
Yeah. Coach
had
Smith
the bright
loves
shoes.
him.
Kramer from his 40. Nice kick.
It's going to be picked up by Pinson, one of their playmakers at around the 5. He's hesitating, trying to find some blockers, and he's not going anywhere. Hampton's all over him.
Well, it was a good effort by Pinson, but the Crabbers swarmed him, and the blocker was a little bit reluctant to block in the back, and you could see it. So the Bruins are going to start back on their own 13, it looks like.
This is their worst field position. Got to get something going here, Frank, especially in this side of on the field. 7-0 Hampton.
Well, there's a good shot of the Crabber sideline. Steve Fryer working his camera magic down there from the home side.
Caleb Beard
across the field at Bethel. Bethel crowd is still coming in.
Caleb Beard in at quarterback. Going to run Howard far side, and Hampton's right there.
Good tackle
by Highsmith. He said it.
Yep, Highsmith with the tackle. I'm waiting for Beard to go to the air. With the night we saw him make his debut, he threw the ball 3 out of 4 plays, and he throws it very well. You'll hear Coach Beverly talk about him. I think he's grown in height since we saw him a couple weeks ago. But
he looks like he has grown.
He certainly is a stand-up, tall young man and can throw a ball. And I think we'll see Beverly go to the air here if he's going to be frustrated on the ground.
Beard going to run. Hampton's all over that run.
And nothing that time.
Maybe a yard. So it puts him in a 3rd and long again, Frank, another 3rd and long situation. As that was actually Bruins and Parker who got the carry.
And it looks like Hampton's Kyrell McKinney in on the tackle. There's Robinson, of course, number 64, Orlando Robinson, who's really been the heart of that organization tonight. So here come the Bruins. Their yellow helmets and their white jerseys.
So it's going to be, as Bethel's going to have to call another timeout. Huge possession here, Frank.
I think they're going to try to get. They have timeouts to burn here in the second quarter, and they want to be sure to get that one play in and try to get out of this field position disadvantage they're in.
Again, Bethel's defense playing well. It's just that one key penalty in the end zone that gave Hampton great field position to get that 7-0 lead.
See Steve getting a shot there of the that's up top camera, isn't it? Getting a good shot across the field. Jackson Griffiths there, number 56. See him 51 tonight. We'll try to get you these numbers because, again, the white jersey and the green jersey, that's Josh Harrod, who whose number we call a lot
Yeah.
in the 2 games that I've seen
Yes.
him in. I got to spend a night Woo-Bay spotting for Jim Schaffner here.
Oh, yeah, I
Bethel.
remember you told me.
Can't remember who they played that night.
And I think
but
I was actually at Todd that night.
Kickintan, I
it was
guess. is who we
Kickintan
did, but-
Woodside. And I was watching Warwick
That's right,
Hampton,
Warwick
over
Hampton.
Todd.
But that was so much fun sitting with Jim, who's just a terrific stadium announcer.
So it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 13. Beard back to pass. He has pressure. He throws it up. It's going to be complete to Luster. Luster's still on his feet. And a great play by Luster, and it's a flag thrown. I'm not sure. It's on the
over
other
here
side
on
of the
this
field. It might
sideline.
be it's probably a sideline warning.
Could be.
But great play to give Luster an opportunity to catch it.
Well, in good position by Luster. Look at him body up. Maybe a little bit by the defensive back going for the pick. Hard when you get behind the receiver. If you go through the receiver to get the ball, you get called for interference, as we've seen tonight.
Sideline warning was the call, Frank. But Jalen Bethea with a great tackle to save a touchdown, because Luster broke that tackle and he was still on his feet. So 1st down for Bethel, as you called it, Frank. Beard, give him an opportunity to throw and he can make things happen.
And he didn't have much time there.
No, not much at all, as he hands it off to Bruins and Parker. He's wrapped around the neck behind the line of scrimmage. Good to see Bruins and Parker out there. He was hurt last game against Warwick, and shows you how young, springy legs these kids have. He just got hurt 3 days ago, and he's back in the game.
Trying to think, that on the tackle, Sean Hassel, it looked to be.
Samari Smith was there also. So loss of 1 on the run by Bruins and Parker.
77 tonight.
As you see the replay here.
Yeah, wrapped him up very early.
So 2nd and 11 from the 39. Beard in the shotgun. And it's going to be a false start by Bethel. I saw that coming.
Yeah, well, so did the guy that was false starting. He actually, if he had just frozen for another instant, he may have held on, but that time could not do it. The ball goes back to the 35.
Penalties, Frank. Penalties. It's killing the Bruins tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, it goes back to 34. That was a 4-yard penalty. One of those rare 4-yard penalties in the book.
So 2nd and 16 now for the Bruins. Beard back to pass. He's going long. Another pass is incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Howard.
That time Howard didn't help him out too much.
Yeah.
He stopped a little bit early, maybe at the spot, and the pass was overthrown a bit, and he got facing the quarterback and couldn't back up quick enough. So no completion there. 3rd and about 15, almost 16 for the Bruins.
You see that huddle with Bethel?
Young with Beard coming in and telling them what they're going to do. He's wearing 14 tonight. For those of you with your Bethel green jersey roster, throw that out for tonight.
Well, save it for
the next time.
Beard back to pass. He's going to have to come out. Not much of a runner, but he's going to get out of bounds.
Well, no time for Caleb Beard even to see downfield that time, and not much he could do. Beverly trying to get the punt team on the field, and he'll talk to his quarterback. So nothing doing for the Bruins there. They're going to have to punt the ball away. Isaiah Banks goes back for the Crabbers.
So it looks like Bethel's going to have to maybe try to manufacture something on defense, Frank, as they've been doing a pretty good job of turnovers this year.
Well, they played Warwick as well as anybody could play them last month, just 4 days ago.
Absolutely.
And gave up, what, a blocked field goal for a touchdown to lose it.
Less than a minute left in that game. Good pump by Luster. It's going to be, lucky for Hampton. It goes out of bounds. Ooh.
Banks says that thing goes right through his arms, right down his leg, and out of bounds. You're right. He was very lucky that ball didn't go forward, as the Bethel Bruins, by that time, had gotten to him. He had plenty of time. No pressure, really.
Very dangerous there.
Took his eye off of it for a minute.
Get another chance, another look at the Hampton sideline.
You see Pietrkowski out again at quarterback.
Looks pretty good in the pocket,
Our
Frank.
old friend here. It's here at every game.
Huge Hampton supporter, isn't he? Been around for a long time. So first and 10 from the 30, Frank. Crabbers holding on to a 7-0 lead. It's going to go to, it looks like that's going to be a flag. That's going to probably come back as a hold. Well, it's a flag, I should say. I'm not sure if it's a hold.
That was the Crabber number 7.
It is a hold, Frank.
Jones.
It's going to come back.
A little bit slow developing. That play is supposed to be a quick hit.
All right.
So that's going to move it back a good deal. So the hold in the backfield moves the ball back to the Hampton 15. So
huge
first
penalty.
and a lot.
Going to be first and 25. Let's see what Hampton could do here. Again, just like Bethel, Hampton has to be careful in this field at this field position.
Good shot there, Max Pietrkowski.
It's going to be a run by Highsmith as he gets about 5. So second and 20 now.
Griffith's line and into the linebackers, but brought down there sharply on the 21. Hit that hole very quickly.
Yeah. Turnover will be what the Bruins could need. Pretty much what they need here, with Hampton playing ball control in this first half. As you see, second and 19 now from the 21. Pietrkowski looking around, wiping the sweat off his hands on that towel.
It's a little muggy out there tonight.
Going to go back to pass. Good fake as he fools the camera crew. And it's going to be intercepted by Pinson. That's the turnover that Bethel was looking for.
Well, he sure threw it right into the Bethel defense. 3 defensive backs covering the receiver that time.
And that's Pinson's 3rd interception in a week, Frank. The playmaker that we were talking about at the pregame, he needed him to make a play, and he makes a huge play for Bethel.
And he's greeted with great deal of accolades over there on his sideline.
So Bethel with great field position now at the 22, it looks like.
And that's the break you're talking about.
I called it. I said they needed a turnover on defense, and they got it. As you see Pinson, he read the play. As he just steps right in front of it. They're going to run with Howard, and Hampton's all over it. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play.
Yeah, the defense has been as strong as anything. That time the run to the left side was no gain for the Bruins as we were watching the replay. 7-0 Crabbers, 4:39 with Bethel knocking on the door here. Caleb Beard comes in with the play. Big number 55, Josiah Hill there. We'll back to you on the huddle. Christian Walker wears numeral 6.
No gain on that play, Frank. 2nd and 10. Beard in the shotgun. Back to pass, and it's going to be deflected, and it's almost intercepted.
He almost caught his own pass, tried to knock it away. Crabbers number 55, Fetty, as they call him, Adeem Bagley, with the tip and the near interception. The Bruins not getting any mileage out of this good field position.
Is this 4 down territory? Is what you have to ask yourself.
Samari Smith there, number 77, with the major grill on the front of his helmet.
I love those mouthpieces. Beard back to pass, has a little bit more time this time, goes in the end zone. That's going to be incomplete, intended for Isaiah Smith. Not even close, and let's see what Bethel does here. I'm sure they'll go for it.
Smith, I think, slowed him up a little bit. That was the contact coming off the line. The Highsmith, or it was a Hassel. I'm sorry, Sean Hassel's the one that kind of bumped the receiver and slowed him down and couldn't get to the ball. I think the pass was where it was supposed to be. The receiver hadn't gotten there yet.
Slow developing, as a lot of other things have been slow tonight. Is just like Hampton, Bethel's going to go for it. 4th and 10 from the 22. 4:03 left in the half. Beard back to pass. It's going to be a incomplete pass, and he was open.
He was open, short of the first down marker, but open.
Oh, he would have had it.
But I think he may have slipped.
Yeah,
as he took the cut. He didn't get a sharp cut.
Oh,
and didn't get back to where he was supposed to be. Ball looked like pretty well thrown.
Yeah, he was open. So Bethel nothing on the off the turnover. They go back on defense.
That's going to end up haunting them in this game when you
Yeah,
get a turnover that deep into enemy territory.
You got to capitalize on that.
So here come the Crabbers again on offense. Bruins defense ready for them.
See what they go at quarterback.
Like Banks in the backfield. Isaiah Banks will get a chance to run the offensive machine here for the Crabbers.
Banks, not much of a passer as Bethel's there.
And not much room for him. Bethel's number 50 right in there. Jaden Williams. Number 58, Aaron Carter. Jackson Griffiths up front.
No gain. Well, actually, they lost a yard. And Bethel with one timeout. You wonder if they're going to try to maybe use some of those timeouts to get if they get the ball back.
It's a fast-moving game, Wube.
Yeah,
a lot of runs and not a lot of incomplete, not a lot of passes to begin with, but no incompletes. And most of the runs have been right in the middle of the field. Austin Smith, number 23 for the Bruins in the front line now.
Another run. Bethel missing tackles, and it's close to a first down.
A good effort. You see Banks' ability to see the holes develop and just adjust. It's a good job by the young man. He's going to take his shoe and go home. He'll come to the sideline, and
so
Max Pietrkowski is going to come in for third down.
3rd and 2. At the
Banks
30,
gets his shoe on.
2:50 and counting. Another good game, Frank, here in LSC as we go into the season. 7-0 Hampton. Pietrkowski in the shotgun. He's going to keep, and he is going to get the first down with no problem. It's going to be a flag. That might.
And there's a hole back here,
man.
I think, on the Crabbers, number 7, Giante Jones.
And now
he
Pinson.
and Pinson were locked up.
And Pinson is down, Frank.
The two of them were locked again with each other, and Pinson's down.
That's not.
I think the flag's going to be on Jones. We'll see here.
That's not a good sign by.
Yeah, it's a hold on Jones. He's not happy with that, and Pinson down, and Bethel's not happy about that. Pietrkowski had the first down, but the penalty's up here at the 43. It's a pleasant night to be sitting in the stands, but it's that mugginess that you can you get sweaty real quick.
Not a good
nice
sign
move
for
by
Bethel.
Max Pietrkowski as he makes the first down, but the play, the hold is about 5 yards to the west of that play.
And you think about it, Frank. Bruins and Parker out, Yates out, and now another playmaker for Bethel is limping off the field.
You say he had three interceptions this week with the two
I just hope he can get it together and get back, but it doesn't look good.
No, that's a right leg, and I don't think it's a
cramp.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. It could be. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's a muggy night.
Medical Arts Academy, headquartered at Bethel, isn't it? They bring in the 12th graders and get that thing fixed up for him.
Let's see what the flag is. No flag, Frank. First down.
Oh, it's a hold.
No, they said they waved it off.
Some confusion with the officials here.
So first down Hampton. They waved off the penalty. Waved off the flag.
Well, that's the question.
So
I'm surprised. There was no doubt that the official dropped the flag and pulled and said to hold against Hampton.
They
but
waved it
apparently
off.
They did pick it up. And Pietrkowski's got his Crabbers back to the line, 1st and 10.
Pietrkowski with a run. Oh, he has more speed, a lot of speed. He's going to get on the far side. And good run by Pichakowski. He gets to the 30-yard line of Bethel.
Chased down by the Bruin number 18, Brooklyn Graham, but not before Pichakowski picked up more yards in one run than the Crabbers picked up in the second half against Warwick. Anytime
you're right.
they go over 36 yards, they do it. But that's a great addition to the Crabber offense. Because as we've noticed, they don't expect him to run.
Yep, and you see the misdirection and good block.
You know, Pichakowski got in a couple times last year when they had two senior quarterbacks. Yeah. And he got to carry the ball or pass the ball a couple times.
This is huge for the Bethel defense here, Frank.
Banks complement each other very well.
If they can put it in here, that puts Bethel in a tough situation in the second half. This is Hampton in motion. Goes to that same side. They like that side over there.
And Banks is picking up 4 or 5 yards every time he goes to the right side. Grabber number 60, Messiah Marrero, the center. The guards Amir Folks and Michael Davis. The tackles Dean Bagley, or Fetty as they call him, and Alfonso Muckerson. Now Banks will come off. He looks a little bit, I think he'd use some Gatorade maybe. He's played, you know, punt returner.
Yeah,
he's
done a lot.
Been a receiver. He's been the quarterback, run the ball several times, give him a cold drink, and get him back in the game in the next play. Pichakowski in his shotgun.
Second and 7. Well, it's going to be a flag. Pichakowski again with a good run, but let's see if that comes back.
That's a shoestring tackle out there by Antoine Luster.
Oh, it's a legal shift against Hampton.
Crabber coaches are not happy with the organization on the offensive side. It had to be out with the receivers, right? That were shifting.
I think so, yeah.
Meanwhile, Max Pichakowski showing something that he has not shown yet.
His ability to run. Haven't seen that all season.
There's no expectation for him to run. And between him and Isaiah Banks, that's quite a combination.
Absolutely.
If both of them are a good runner. It almost cost them 5 extra, but they got that correct.
They put it back, yeah. So second and 12, Frank, from the 36.
It's about second and 14, according to where the ball is and where the sticks are. There's some confusion here. You know, the officials, there was that one game played Monday night, which was up at Todd Stadium on Tuesday night. Bethel and Warwick, but everybody else been off for a week and a half, 2 weeks.
So second and 12 from the 33. Pichakowski back to pass, and they can't get him. He escapes, and another hold, Frank, another flag. I don't know what the play is. I'm sure it's a hold, though. It's in that area of holding.
He's got more yards been brought back on the ground than he's gotten when he's counted. They call another hold. That's going to upset Kenny Gilliam because it's the second or third time we've seen that call.
And you know, this would have been huge. Hampton gets the ball in the second half and have an opportunity to score here, but as you see the replay.
Now it took a while for him to go. There's a.
Well, it looks like Jackson Griffiths was held.
I'm going to say 52.
Yeah. So that moves him back 10 more yards.
So it's back now to the 46. Crabber's moving the complete opposite way of the way they want to.
They just can't afford any turnovers here, though, Frank, to end the half.
Pichakowski's picked up about 60 yards. It doesn't count.
So he stays in. It's second and 22 from the 46.
Well, the running plays have worked for the Crabber.
Yeah.
Now they're going to go to the air to try to pick up 30 yards.
Pichakowski back to pass. He's going long. And it's going to be almost intercepted as two Bruins bump into each other.
Yeah, but it's a great play by the receiver.
To knock it, to knock it down.
Free. The Bruins were all over that. It was Jalen Bethea, it looks like to me, that was the receiver that time, 23. And he knocked away a surefire interception for the Bruins. So third down now and a long way to go.
Let's see what Hampton's going to take their final timeout with 8 seconds left. It looks like it might just be like a Hail Mary play or something.
Well, they get the 7-0 lead. Kenny Gilliam, I know, wanted more. The penalties have just killed this drive for the Crabbers. But the Bruins have to be pleased, I think, going in the locker room down only 7.
I mean, you think about the key play was that pass interference call in the end zone. You take that away, Frank, and it's still 0-0 because there was a 4th down. So, you know, again, like we talked about, one big play can determine this game. And so far, that was the big play that Hampton needed.
As the teams huddle up on their respective sidelines, we know we got another game coming up next week. What night's that?
That's a Thursday
27th.
night.
Thursday the 27th. Lake Taylor comes in. The Titans, right?
From the Eastern District.
Phoebus plays tomorrow, plays Warwick tomorrow. So 2 undefeated teams. Phoebus, what, 1-0?
Phoebus is 1-0 as of right now. After we're in week 5.
After 4 weeks playing football, yeah. They're 1-0. They too lost a game to the Lightning.
And had a game,
A couple of games.
Well, they beat Denby, and then they had 2 games that have to be rescheduled. 2nd and 22 now, Frank, from the 46. 8 seconds left in the half. I've seen crazy things. Let's see if we can. Pichakowski back to pass, and that's going to be well overthrown. And that's going to it's only 1 second left.
Herman Drone, the observant clock keeper down there.
He must be a Crabber alum.
They're going to go have a 4th down play here. That ball a little underthrown.
I just hope Penson is able to come back. And for Bethel's sake, they've just been snake bitten by the injury bug.
There's a little rust on the Crabber side tonight, just a little disorganization, which, you know, when you haven't, what would you say, week 5?
Yeah.
And in week 5, this is really their first game won on a decent night.
Right, absolutely.
And then 2 on a, here at home.
Yep.
So this is kind of their first game, first or second game, and it looks like it. And they've had a week off. I think they're going to take a knee here or run it.
So it looks like, yeah, they're just going to kneel.
A knee, and that's going to do it for the first half. So the Hampton Crabbers lead it 7-0 as we go to halftime here, Friday, September 21, 2018. We'll be back with you with some interviews with the coaches and the second half. Stay with us. We're back here at Friday Night Football, Friday, September 21st, 2018. We are here at Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, watching the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins in a tight one here. The rivalry game, it's 7-0 Hampton.
A game that we thought would be pretty tight, considering the way both teams have been playing so far this year and their common opponent in terms of Warwick and how Hampton played against Warwick and how Bethel played against Warwick. So this second half is going to have to be, Bethel with, they have the turnover battle. They just weren't able to punch it in on the inside the 20, and then the big penalty for Hampton to get that touchdown.
Well, severe blow, I think, to Bethel not moving that interception, made it the 22 of Hampton into the end zone in four plays there. That disappointing, and that probably cost them the difference here, the 7-point difference. On the positive note, what are you seeing out of Bethel that you like?
The defense. The defense is, again, with the exception of that one penalty in the end zone, Pinson with the interception that we talked about, the defense has actually held their own. Like you said, Hampton actually looked better running with their 2 quarterbacks. But Bethel's defense, and if they can get Luster involved, Luster had that nice pass play on the far side down the sideline. If they can get him involved, and if Bruins and Parker can come in and provide a spark, then they have a chance. But Hampton's defense has been playing well, at the same time.
Yeah, the Hampton's defense playing extremely well, I think. And the question is, what is Bethel going to do to change their look on offense and get Beard in a position where he can either run or take his time and find an open receiver, because he hasn't had a lot of time the shotgun has been his starting position every time, and it limits his running ability a little bit. So we'll have to see if Coach Beverly of the Bruins has come up with something, a different look on offense to see if he can confuse what has been a very strong Crabber defense.
Well, the good thing for Bethel is they know who their quarterback is. It's Beard now, barring injury for the rest of the season, so they can rally around him. You know, versus at the beginning of the year, like we were talking about, they had 3 quarterbacks. So now Beard, if he makes a mistake, he won't hang his head too long, and they know that he's going to be able to come back in and try to correct that mistake. So he's young, he's a sophomore, and again, like I said during the broadcast, I mean, you know, it's a big difference from JV to varsity under these lights. So he's doing a pretty good job, though, you know, with the adversity of this young team, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
Well, his counterpart, Max Pietrkowski, has played a very good game. I said he probably would be up close to 90 yards in rushing, but for 2 holding penalties, it took back at least 50 yards off of him.
Yeah.
He's shown the ability to run the ball, and he's shown some good patience in the backfield. In that one where there was a hold in the backfield, he showed plenty of patience as he looked downfield and then decided to run and maneuvered his way out. So he's showing us something that we didn't expect, and that's got to be a positive for the Crabbers. Yeah,
another thing that we didn't expect is him to run. I mean, like you said, he ran. We knew he could throw. He had a couple opportunities to throw. He had a couple of receivers that he missed, and the 1 interception. But, you know, like you said, the misdirection runs were definitely a surprise.
So the team's now in their final huddles with their coaches. Kenny Gilliam in his second game as the acting head coach of the Hampton Crabbers.
And you always think, Frank, is it rest or rust? You know, depending in Hampton's case, by them being off so long, did they get enough rest, or are they rusty? In Bethel's case, they played a few days ago, so did that help them or hurt them in terms of are they tired, are they worn out from playing a tough Warwick team? So we'll see in the second half if Bethel still has some legs left to finish this game off.
Well, absent any injuries we don't know about, I've got to say I think Bethel is sharper now, having played on Tuesday night against Warwick. Was it Tuesday or Monday?
Tuesday.
Night, yes. Yeah. So they played that game. I think they're a little sharper. They're a big team this year, big physically and strong, and I know Coach Beverly gets them in the weight room, and they seem to be in great shape. So I think they're in good, you know, as long as absent any injuries, and we know Brewington Parker has suffered one. Now we'll see if the Crabbers what they can do with the kickoff here is they get the second half kickoff. I want to thank Linda Bump and the Morelli and the Bump families for the food that they brought out for LSC 48 tonight. Thank you so much. And, of course, our great crew. Andy Foley, Renee Camden, Krista Campbell, Matt Buckwalter, my great nephew down there. And, Randy Begoli.
Alex Begoli and Nathaniel Braxton as well.
Good staff here.
And you guys were joking about me earlier at halftime.
What, eating all the food?
Eating all the food.
Yeah. Brought by the Bump and Morelli family, is that right?
That's why I definitely have to thank them.
Wube needs to send a thank you note for all he consumed today.
You know, I'm on a diet, so
I don't want to say it too much. That's right. I'm going to say your wife's going to be upset at you.
She always brings you up.
There you go. Here's the Crabbers going to take it at the 23-yard line.
Looks like one of the Hampton players, maybe the knee was down.
Yep. So Pietrkowski is the start at quarterback. It was Banks in the first half. Now Pietrkowski in the second, but he's got Banks right to his right there.
Let's see. Looks like Pinson is back in the game, Frank. Good sign for Bethel.
Very good
21.
Sign.
He went down. It looked a little scary, but got some treatment at halftime, and he's back out there, the playmaker for the Bruins. As Pietrkowski goes in the shotgun, they go handoff. Looks like that's Highsmith. Cuts upside. Up in the inside and gets maybe 3 on the play.
Well, good movement, even dragged the Bethel defender.
I take that back. I'm sorry. It was Jones on the carry. I apologize.
It looked to be Bethel's 40. Here's Christian Walker. Here's Pietrkowski back out. So the Bruins doing a pretty good job that time. Let's see if they can do it here on second down.
Jones with 3 on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 7 from the 26. Oh, it's going to be a false start against the Crabbers.
Well, the Crabber offense has been very shaky as far as organization so far tonight, and it's mainly been the receivers trying to get the right number of receivers. At one point, they had 13 players out there.
Well, again,
Didn't
Frank,
break the huddle, but they had 13 players because you saw 2 receivers run off.
again, they played, what, a game and a half?
Yeah,
So,
this
I
is
mean,
early
this is-
season
yeah.
mistake.
And us being in week 5, so.
Well, and of course, I was listening to a group talk before the game talking about the beach teams got to play last weekend. Because they
These teams
lifted
played, they played Tuesday and Wednesday.
They don't have that same restriction.
Pitcher Cows with the pitch to Highsmith as Bethel's defense couldn't wrap up, and it's going to be a good play by the Bethel defense. Jackson Griffith in there on the tackle, along with a couple other Bruins.
Nice slow down out there. Try to spot that number. That's 18. Brooklyn Graham, who's played a strong game on the defensive side of the ball tonight. I think he gets the first leg on him. There's Graham right there. He slides off, but
good containment too on the pitch. It's going to be a
tackle.
3rd and 7, Frank, from the 26.
Aaron Carter on that tackle for the Bruins. Here comes the Crabbers. Marrero, excuse me, over the ball.
What's this here?
Whistle's blown from the back corner over on the Bethel sideline. Clock's up here early in the 3rd quarter, 10:46 remaining, 7-0 Hampton. Good shot there of Messiah Marrero, the center for the Hampton Crabbers. 57 is Michael Davis, the other guard, Amir Folks. Christian Walker, number 6 there, is back to us for the Bethel Bruins.
So 3rd and 7 from the 26 in the shotgun. Pichakowski is going to go to a run to Highsmith, and he is going to be stopped short of the first down. Good play by Bethel.
Real good tackle up there in the front. That's number 62, Darrell Taylor, with the big grab and able to slow that down some.
So again, like we talked about at halftime, the Bethel defense is here. It's just a matter of them punching it on offense or making it, special teams or play on defense. It's usually the replay here. As they spread Bethel out, they try to get him.
Taylor with a big claw there. Stop that. Here's the punt for the Crabbers. Decent punt and across the 50. He's going to pitch.
Bethel bounces. They're going to have decent field position, Frank.
It checks right about the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bethel Bruins. So Bethel trails at 7-0. We were talking right when we came out the second half. Were we going to see a little different look from the offense? We're going to see that now as Caleb Beard brings his club out. Great dulcet tones of Jim Schaffner's voice echoing across the stadium, although not near as many echoes tonight with the good-sized crowd here. Jackson Griffiths tees it up. Big Bethel center.
It's going to be a handoff to Christian Walker. That's how they started the game, Frank. Walker on a couple carries.
Well, they started a little better than that as he gets hit right there. It's like Smith for the Crabbers. Sean Hassel, number 55, also Fetty Bagley in on the tackle.
Get a good look at the crowd, Frank, here at Darling Stadium. Good crowd, as you said earlier.
Good crowd. That's the Hampton side, obviously. Good, large crowd for the Bethel, on the Bethel side tonight.
So a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 45. Beard back to pass. Has decent protection. It's going to be an incomplete pass intended for Isaiah Smith. They're going to throw a flag.
And there was a flag out there, and I couldn't tell who grabbed whom. I think that's Jones on the ground again, isn't it? Jay Jones, yeah, number 7 for the Crabbers. I think he's going to be called for the pass interference. As somebody had his jersey. Yeah. Interference on the Crabbers.
It's going to be a first down for Bethel. As again, Beard going down the field looking for his tight end. As Isaiah Smith was one of those quarterback candidates. Now playing tight end. So first down Bethel at the 40 of Hampton.
So the Bruins into the Crabber territory, I believe, for the third time tonight.
Yeah, their best field position was about the 22, and they couldn't get anything brewing there.
Pardon the
low
pun.
snap, as it's going to be complete. Oh, he's lit up, but Bruins and Parker holds on to it as he comes back in the game, and he's the spark that I talked about. Maybe he can come in and help him, and he got a great catch. Looks like it's a gain of 8.
Yep, he got stuck pretty good.
He held on to it.
It's a little dinged up. That may not have felt good, but he picks up plenty of yards. Nice throw from Beard.
Beard starting to warm up, Frank. You talked about it. How would they change in the second half? Gain of 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2 now for the Bruins. Going to go to Christian Walker. He gets the first down easily.
Walker's like a center block running the ball out there. That time he picks up a couple all on his own. As he plows in that line. So first down for the Bethel Bruins inside the Crabber 30.
Good drive now for the Bruins as they picked up a couple first downs here. One on a penalty.
Yeah, you take them where you get them, and here come the Bruins again. Beard brings them up.
So it's 1st and 10 from the Hampton 29.
A little close-up action there.
Beard this time goes to, looks like Newton on the carry. He gets about 3 or 4 yards, and he's still up. And they're going to have a little pushing match.
Well, it's good to see a little pushing match. They did 2 rival teams, and I realize it. I hate to go back to Jerry Seinfeld, and now that you root for a group of shirts. But it's good to see both teams out there pushing and shoving, trying to get this game won. Bethel would like to tie it up.
Again, Bethel hasn't beaten Hampton in about 6 years, Frank, as you see Newton with the handoff. So that's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 now for Bethel. Beard back to pass, and it's going to be picked off as he threw it right to the defender, and he has room down the sideline, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds as that was a bad pass by Beard.
Now right in the hands of Crabbers, that number 30. Number 23 for the Crabbers, that's Jalen Bethea.
Yeah.
The safety with the pick as he looked at right into his hands. So big turnover now by each of the quarterbacks.
Huge turnover, Frank, in the red zone. As you see Beard going back to pass. And he was looking.
Looking towards the corner and not to the safety. And that time the safety stepped right in front, picks it up.
Huge play, huge play.
Brings it back. So the Crabbers first down and 10 from their own 42.
So 2 turnovers, 1 on each team, as that was a costly one as Bethel was driving. Had a good drive going.
Jones to the left there, as you see on the screen. Banks now at quarterback for the Crabbers. He's going to run it himself.
And he gets a good pickup.
Well, it's a great tackle by the Bethel Bruins. Number 10. Corey Johnson, who may have saved a much bigger run.
Yeah.
You wonder why you do certain exercises in the gym when you're a football player. So when you can reach up with one hand and try to grab a shirt or grab a belt and haul them down.
As you see,
that time you just put your arms over your shoulder and slide down and grab the ankle. Good play.
Pichakowski goes back in, he fakes the handoff, and he gets another first down. Great play.
Well, he is showing something that he has not shown yet. You were at the Warwick-Hampton game. Did you see him do these runs like this?
No, he didn't have enough time. The offensive line has gotten a lot better. He had very little time to get away.
Kenny Gilliam was quite pleased with their practice this week. Felt like they came together after those 4 days of being off. They came together very well. He's going to take a breather as Pichakowski and Isaiah Banks comes in.
Rightfully so.
Interesting to see his statistics. He's got to be up close to 50 yards now.
And of course, Banks not the passer as Pichakowski is. But let's see if he goes into a pass as Hampton goes again into the shotgun, and it's going to be another run, another design quarterback run. As Bethel's there, he attacks him behind the line of scrimmage.
You see how quick he accelerates. Banks accelerates very quickly up into the middle there. That time doesn't get any yards as the Bethel defense closes quickly. See, quick jet there. Actually,
Almost
in
a
the world
face
is that
mask.
ball spotted on the 40?
Almost a face. No, they gave him forward motion or something?
No, they gave him backwards motion. They took 2 yards away. That ball was, you see the X right there next to the ball. He was 2 yards downfield.
2nd and 10 from the 40. Pichakowski, and they're going to go back to the run. Highsmith picks up a decent gain. It's going to be another huge 3rd down here for the Crabbers. As
Nice
again,
run
Bethel
by-
defense playing pretty well.
Yeah, nice run by Highsmith. Just getting those legs up and going, even though he's dragging a defensive lineman behind him.
So 3rd and 5 now from the 35. Might be 4 down territory for the Crabbers,
Oh, I would think so with a 7-0 lead.
especially the way their defense is playing.
Pichakowski's got him again. 3 left, 1 right.
Might be another quarterback run. As he's going to go inside, and a couple missed tackles.
And Battle.
And, Battle, is that?
Yep.
No, that's
Butler,
that's
excuse me, Butler, Darrell Butler.
So Bethel was in the backfield, but Butler escapes 2 would-be tacklers and gets a 1st down for Hampton as they drive inside the 20.
Well, Pichakowski kind of gave him a shove, pushed him through the hole there. Good run by Butler. 5'6", 153-pounder.
As you see the replay,
A little pat on the back and then off
Yeah.
through the hole.
good
Nice
blocking as well.
downfield.
Yeah.
Pichakowski brings him to the line again. He's in the shotgun, and the receivers once again are all confused. No, timeout by the
Timeout
Bethel
They weren't ready.
Bruins. Crabbers showing 3 left that time. Spread out a lot more wide than they had been the play before. So timeout, Kenny Gilliam's going to go out and meet with his offense as he's seeing a little bit of a sustained drive here.
As you see Hampton in the huddle here with Coach Gilliam.
And meanwhile, on the other side, William Beverly talking to his defense, saying, let's try to slow this train down. They've done a good job, 7-0 Crabbers.
Hampton
Deep in the
driving
third
now,
quarter,
1st and
yeah.
10, yeah.
What'd you find down there that Linda Bump and the Morelli and Bump family brought us tonight? Croissant sandwiches?
Nice,
Say that 3 times
nice
fast.
variety of croissants. And
Chips. I
assorted
saw
chips.
the chips,
yeah.
yeah. I saw you assorting the chips over there.
I assorted everything.
Oh, yeah, Andy Foley ate
See,
all
I
the
didn't-
chocolate
I
chip
didn't
cookies.
see the cookies.
No, they weren't there anymore. He took 2, I think they're in his car.
1st and 10
Pichakowski, yeah.
from the 19. Pichakowski in the game. Is they're going to keep running the ball, Frank? Why not?
Butler.
As Butler gets upended,
Yeah,
not
we got
before he
extra-
gets 5 yards.
Extra yard on the somersault, though. Up over the 15. They didn't give him much credit for the somersault, but he got up a little bit.
Must have been some bad judges on that one, huh, Frank?
Yeah, that's a. See, Brewington Parker up on the defensive line now.
Yeah, they said he was going to have a limited
Jackson
limited
Griffiths
action
there.
tonight.
And Darrell Taylor, the 3 down lineman for the Bruins. And also Josiah Hill. They're getting a breather while the Crabbers get their offense set.
Pichakowski's going to keep. And not much there. Another flag. Let's see what this is going to be about.
Yeah, that's way out on the edge there, and I didn't see too much. In fact, I don't think Pichakowski saw too much blocking out there. Couldn't get around the corner.
And penalties again.
It's another
against
hold.
The Crabbers.
And again, Pichakowski runs a long way to get nothing. And that's going to be a penalty that will take them back close to the 30. So many holds on the Crabbers tonight have cost them major chunks of yardage. That time not that much yardage, but it pushes them way back towards the 30-yard line.
Is it the
I
spot?
can't
It might
explain
be
the
the hold of
spotting.
the
Yeah,
spot, yeah.
The flag was, I thought, on the 18. But you're back to the 27 now. So 2nd down again.
So it's going to be 2nd and 16 from maybe the 29.
No, 27.
27 is Hampton again. This time they're going to fake it.
Yep.
Oh, and a slip is Griffith was there to clean them up after that. Now it's going to be another 3rd and long for Hampton.
And no tough luck there on Banks. He may have lost a yard. No, they move it up. No, right back in line of scrimmage. Pete Trukowski's in the huddle there to talk with Banks and Kenny Gilliam.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 18, Frank. Again, 4-down territory. Let's see if they try to get a deep pass here close to the end zone like they did last time, going to get their first score. Better pass interference.
Well, you know, we've seen their run stronger side. They've run to the right side all the time. Time call there on the field to fix a shoulder pad for the Bruins. But the Crabbers now on the near side have 2 receivers on each side. I thought they may go the long way.
Go back to pass is, almost picked off.
Well, again, he throws it right into where there's 3 defensive backs. That time well played by the Bruins, number 18, Brooklyn Graham, who's played very well on defense tonight.
It's going to be 4th and 18. Why not for the Crabbers?
Max has got to start looking left. Look at all the defensive backs on the right side of the field. They watch his eyes. There's 3 of them right
covered,
there.
Though. I mean, that was good defense by Bethel.
Yeah, that's a pickoff by Newton.
Almost
If
better.
it's not, doesn't touch his teammate.
And it's going to be a timeout, Hampton, as they're going to decide.
Well, it's about a 44-yard field goal. Now we've seen Kramer kick off. Don't know his range on that, so they're definitely going to go for it.
You know, as we talked about Hampton and Bethel, as you see the crowd, a couple former Crabber and Bruins are coming to town tomorrow over at Old Dominion. I'll be there. ODU versus Virginia Tech. Javon Quillen, former Crabber, and Ricky Walker, former Bruin, are going to be playing in a huge game as they come back home to play the Old Dominion Monarchs.
It's a shame that Old Dominion doesn't have the team they've had in the past. They're having a little bit of a down year, certainly a down start.
You know, this would have been a great opportunity for them to put on a show. They would, won a couple games early. But I'm sure it'll be, 75% Hokie fans there.
That'd be a fun game.
Us in
there
the
we
booth.
are. I'm heading up to seeing you tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to go see the Captains.
Okay.
Play their first game that I've seen this season. Looking forward to that.
Great facilities up there.
Yep, it really is. The Pomoko Stadium, I think
Pomoko Stadium.
And it's a wonderful place to see. And it's what time's the Tech game tomorrow?
3:30. 3:30.
Yeah, the Captains play at 1. Hopefully the weather will hold like it is tonight. Pete Trukowski
back to pass. It's going to be incomplete. He had two receivers over there. Not sure who the pass was intended for, but
I'm going to say the receivers didn't know who the pass was intended for. The pass was right there and able to be
I think if he
caught.
I know he was pressured. If he would have waited maybe a second later, the receiver was just
they would
about
have
to turn
sorted
around.
out. Yeah, they would have sorted it out. Well, a turnover on downs to the Bruins.
Almost it's just as good as a punt. They get it at the 27. So no Mike Husted's around these days, Frank, for long field goals. They go for it on 4th down.
No, or Eric Anderson's, or how many of those Menchfield kickers have gone on to Division I or Division
II programs?
Kickers. Yeah.
Remember one kicker, I can't remember his name. He kicked a 52-yarder a few years ago in the high school ranks. Beard back in the quarterback, fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it to Isaiah Smith, and Hampton's all over it. Maybe lost a yard on that play.
I think he did. Isaiah didn't have a chance there as the play developed slowly, and not enough receivers downfield to pull those linebackers back.
I would say try to, as you see.
There you go.
LSC, the first time we've been on the visitor side, Frank.
Yeah.
As you see Steve Fryer on the Bethel Bruins sideline.
Get that newfangled camera over there, doesn't he?
Oh, man, yeah.
He's wireless. He'll probably get on those buses, watch him.
I would try to take a shot here, maybe Luster going downfield. But they're going to run.
Walker by his bulk.
Great shot there. As you
William
see.
Beverly talking to his quarterback. Good shot there, Beverly, and his young quarterback.
I mean, I would say maybe try to go deep to Luster's their big-time receiver. As it's less than a minute now left in the third quarter. Still 7-0 Hampton. We knew this game would be close, Frank.
Man-to-man over here on the far side.
No safety so far on this side. As they're going to throw a pass and it's going to be complete, but Hampton's defense is all over it.
Well, a little hesitation as the ball may have slipped out of the receiver's hand. Catch made by Bethel's number 23, Austin Smith, it looked like. Was it Smith or was it Howard that caught the ball? But
I think it might have been, I don't know, maybe it was Smith. As Bethel's going to punt back to Hampton.
Yeah, not much choice. 27, it's going to count down. They're going to have to punt, I think, before the quarter ends. There's Steve Fryer. A shot of the stick holder there. Good lift on the punt.
Pretty good punt. It takes a Bethel bounce. Hampton gets it.
Banks.
Reverse field. And Bethel's all over it.
No room, though, but a good move there. They drew the cheers of the crowd as Banks is hauled down, but it was a nice move. And so we're at the end of the third quarter. It's still 7-0 Hampton. And Marty O'Brien's starting to look like a genius, isn't he?
He said 14-7.
He said defensive matchup, and that's what we've seen tonight.
I think we're somewhat of geniuses too, Frank. We predicted all these games would be close this year. No, not taking any credit or anything, but
and so far we did our game at
Kickintan and Bethel was a one score 14-8,
yeah.
and now we have a 7-0 game here. Did you say running clock at the beginning of the year, Frank?
I thought it might be one way or another tonight. Yep, I did. I thought tonight might be one way. I thought if one of these teams was going to break out.
No way.
I really thought that we were going to see one team come together, and we haven't seen the offenses.
I don't think there's been enough football played yet. We're arguing like we're back on our podcast, but we're not going to.
Yeah, we got to do that. Lake Taylor at Phoebus this Thursday night. That's going to be a good game because Lake Taylor's putting up some points.
Now I will say this: Lake Taylor put 49 on Maury, and Maury is historically a great
49
team on Bethel. So Phoebus historically known for their defense, so we'll see which way that sways, but that's going to be a great matchup. As Lake Taylor, top state contender in the Class 4, and Phoebus is a top contender in the state area for Class 3. So we'll see how that game turns out.
Here we go, fourth quarter action here at Darling Stadium, September 21st, 2018. Wu Gabre and Frank Edgar with you tonight. Max Pietrkowski with the ball.
Now Bethel definitely needs a turnover here to get something going.
Pietrkowski's shown us something tonight. His helmet is getting yanked off.
No, he's got to come out.
But Banks comes in. That's the nice thing about having Isaiah Banks. Nice shot of him without his helmet on. He says he got yanked off his head. Well, Banks is a very able substitute, as we've seen already. There's a good view of the Bethel crowd. It's a good crowd tonight.
Great to see, Frank. 2nd and 3. Another run, and Bethel gets him in the backfield. Good play by the Bruins. It's going to be another huge third down.
You know, Banks is having trouble. He's got the short spikes on tonight because he hadn't been able to get any traction. As twice he slipped in some spots where he could have picked up more yards. Good defense by the Bruins. Pietrkowski now back in.
3rd and 4 at the 46. So
see the humidity gets it a little warm out there for the players.
We'll see if Pietrkowski does another quarterback keep. I doubt he'll throw, but I've been wrong before. We'll see what he does. And it's actually going to be a throw to the far side, and he's going to be close to see where they mark it. I think he has enough, and that's a bad spot. Oh, it looks like he's going to be a yard over the mark, and they're going to give him a first down.
You got it. So, first down for the Crabbers.
So I was wrong. They did go with the pass.
They didn't throw it too much downfield, but it goes sideways.
That was a huge third down pickup by the Crabbers. There's this 10 minutes and rolling.
And all they want to do is run this clock. As when Herman Drones and I were talking, it was a very short first half.
Steve seems like he likes the Bethel side. He's been over there for a while now.
Good crowd on both sides tonight.
Jones goes in motion. They go with that quarterback keeper.
Banks again, yeah.
Banks.
Now, he truly is now alternating quarterbacks.
Yeah. I think they're just probably just going to keep, until Bethel stops it, they're going to keep running this play.
We started off running Banks twice and then having Pete Czerkowski come in, but it became too much. Banks worn out there. Now they have no quarterback in the game. Pete Czerkowski talking with Kenny Gilliam. And here he comes. Crabbers for years have called their quarterbacks over to the side to get the play.
Still do.
Ronald Curry did it for 4 years.
Yeah, Tyrod did it as well.
Yep. Two of the best ever that played.
So 2nd and 5 now for the Crabbers. They go to the I and they get a good gain. Looks like a gain of 4. It's going to be a 3rd and 1.
And Jaden Williams that time, number 50 for the Bruins, blocked that outside and forced the running back inside. The line gave him a few yards. But watch him right here on the end. Stop him and holds it inside.
Yeah,
it's all, excuse me, it's 58. Aaron Carter with that. And it was a nice play by the end.
So 3rd and 1, Frank, from the 48. So
the Crabbers have shown the ability to get a yard.
Yep.
I'm wondering if they go to the air here just because they can.
Got Butler in the backfield. Looks like Highsmith and Butler. Oh, man.
And there's a 5 yard. So Bethel encroaches. That's going to be a 5 yard penalty.
Didn't look like he jumped over there, but.
Jump right in the neutral zone. There's the, we're back in the concession stand area. And all those great volunteers that get here about the same time we do in the night to get ready for the game. They're all back and work hard in those
Steve's
concession
everywhere.
stand. Of course, by November, everybody wants to go work in the concession stand where it's warm.
Exactly.
They sell a lot of Chick-fil-A here. I know that.
Yes, they do. So with the penalty, it's now 1st and 10. It's Hampton just eating up clock, Frank. 8 minutes and counting. Another run. And then you see that offensive line just pushing Bethel around.
Butler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. He's up across the 40, down about the 37. Very close to the first down marker. Picks up 9 on that play. Butler is showing a lot of speed, 5'6", 153, so a very solid young man. There's Steve Fryer.
Hardest working man in show business.
Steve's on this desire to test just how far he can go with that camera. Next scenes will be from the library across the street.
He'll be downtown Hampton soon, running around Queensway. So 2nd and 1, another run. This time Highsmith breaks a couple tackles.
And there's 15 more yards for Bethel's Corey Johnson. He just took a great play and turned it into a disaster for the Bruins.
A little frustration now by Bethel.
Yep, they were going to let him get away with the first pirouette near the out-of-bounds line, but not the second. 5 yards across the line. Personal foul on Corey Johnson, number 10. And that is going to,
as Coach Shonda Bailey comes
take
up.
them down. There's our friend. Shonda Bailey from Hampton High School.
Big penalty there, Frank. I mean, you know, these first, and again, Hampton just chewing up clock, getting first downs. They're up 7-0. In control of this game right now. It's 1st and 10 from the 20.
So 2 penalties here on this series have given the Crabbers 2 first downs. Butler dragging the defender.
Moving. He's going to get in for the end
Butler
zone.
in for the end zone.
Touchdown Hampton.
And the smallest man on the field just scored as he just wouldn't give up. Those legs kept churning, and he pulled a couple Bethel tacklers right off their feet. So Butler's in the end zone with the 2nd touchdown for the Crabbers tonight.
Looks like it's fatigue now kicking in for Bethel.
Yeah, a little frustration
Yeah,
too. But the
frustration
penalties
as well.
hurt on that. 15 yards of penalties in the last 40 yards of play. So Julian Kramer out to kick out of the hole to Max Pietrkowski.
It's up and it's good.
And it's good. 14-0 Hampton Crabbers now with 7:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bethel will have to regroup and see if they can make this truly match Marty O'Brien's prediction. Watch Butler here. Cuts it outside, drags one, loses him.
Yep.
Drags another, loses him.
Missed tackle.
Third one misses, and he's in for the touchdown.
So now Bethel has to score quickly and get the ball back to try to at least try to get a tie out of it.
You know, the nice thing, and you and I haven't talked about it tonight, and I'm sure Mike Smith hates when we say it, but to have a kicker is a good thing.
It's a great thing.
And Julian Kramer looks like he's going to be able to hold that position this year for the Crabbers.
I wonder what year he is, and maybe stick him around for a couple more years. But nonetheless,
Well, Pietrkowski, you know, is only a junior.
Junior, right.
And Banks, only a freshman. So
Is he?
That's what I'm told.
Mm.
So a good future as the Crabbers do a little rebuilding,
Yeah.
certainly in the lines. The fans
Let's
there.
see.
Jason
Jason
Samuel, a member of our school board right there, right in the middle of the crowd. Big supporter of Hampton High School's football
That's,
efforts.
Brewington Parker.
Johnson, yeah.
Oh, good tackle.
It's number 10, I think, wasn't it?
No, it's 30.
Is
Brewington
it
Parker.
30, Brewington Park? Well, good for him to get his hands on the
Yeah.
ball.
So now Bethel deep in their own territory. Let's see what they can do here. As you see Xavier Williams doing his thing out there with the band.
I'm going to ask him about those blue flags. Red and white. How Hampton High has been supplanted by some bright blue Carolina blue flag. Maybe Daz Newsome sent them back from Chapel Hill. So here comes Caleb Beard. Got Tyrone Newton in the backfield with him.
Oh, Beard drops the ball, and now he's running around. He's going to be sacked.
You know, is that Robinson again, 64, who's been very quick off the line. Beard that time slowed himself down by the drop snap.
Yeah, the snap, that really messed up things.
Just throws the timing off.
Yeah.
Here come the Bruins again.
That was a loss of 8. Second and 18 now for the Bruins. Another bad snap. Beard picks it up and dumps it off. And that's looks like that's Newton.
He's back up to the line of scrimmage. So now a lot of work to get right back where they were, 3rd and 10. Shonda Bailey going to have another good year at Hampton High. She leaves here. She brought the winning lottery ticket up for the crowd here. Nice tackle out there by the Crabbers, number 53, Caleb Diaz.
So Bethel calls timeout. 3rd and 12 from the 20. This is.
Bethel needs a good play here. There's no question. They've got to put something together once and try to get out of this hole, pick up the first down, and drive down the field and score. Whether they win or not, they've got to try to put points on the board and just get this sorted out. Games move very quickly tonight.
Really quick game.
I want to thank the fans for coming out tonight and watching this game. We've got a good crowd. We'd love to see the stands filled like they used to be. But it's been a good turnout by Bethel and Hampton High School fans tonight. Both bands out here tonight, which is a good thing. I always think they should allow the bands both to play at halftime if they're going to have both of them come out. Because the Bethel band's been out and trying to cheer their team on.
I can hear them from my house every day.
I want to mention a couple of young folks at Hampton High School, my neighbors. Paul and Maria Karnak. Paul is in the band, and he and Maria's in 9th grade, Paul's in 10th. But great to see them out here tonight.
Beard back to pass, incomplete as
And
Bruins and Parker was wide open.
He gives a little late shove, but the Hampton Crabber defender smart enough not to take the bait.
Oh man, Bruins and Parker had it right in his hands.
Jaden Jackson, yep, and just
Again,
a little frustration. And
little side note: Bruins and Parker transferred from Hampton after his freshman year, so I'm sure he knows these Crabbers really well.
Yeah, there's not too many players amongst the 4 Hampton schools don't know each other and played against each other in youth football.
Right.
So Bethel go for it.
4th and 12 is missed opportunity there by from Bruins and Parker. Had it in his hands and just couldn't hold on to it. Back to pass is Caleb Beard, and it's incomplete, intended for Luster, and it's overthrown. And Hampton will get the ball at the 20-yard line with a chance to put some more points on the board.
Well, that was a sharply thrown pass, just a little high for the receiver. Again, sitting up here, it's hard to tell whether the receiver's a little slow getting there or the ball's just overthrown. That time probably overthrown, but I know that's something that Coach Beverly and the Bruins work on every day, trying to get those connections down. It's tough when you're against a good defense,
Absolutely. Hampton's defense has played well tonight.
That's the New York Jets, for example. How tough it is when you play against a defense that just happens to have a really good night.
There you go. Speaking of good defense, your Cavaliers been playing pretty well the last few weeks.
Yeah, you got a big game against Louisville tomorrow. There's Kevin Davis, Richard Fortune, athletic director, right?
There's Hardy as well.
Last time we saw them, we were dedicating the baseball diamond for Danny Mitchell, long-time varsity baseball coach. As the runner gets nowhere there for the Crabbers. 2nd down and 10 from the 20.
I have to add, I know this isn't a Phoebus game, but congratulations to Wayne Gomes. His daughter was voted SCA president.
Did she win today?
She won. So
been following the campaign.
Yes, so she is the class president of 2020 at Phoebus High School.
You don't think Wayne was class president?
I don't know if he was.
He was class something. I'm just not sure it was president. Former Major Leaguer Wayne Gomes, of course.
I'll see him
frequent
tomorrow.
Guest, yeah. He'll be over there at Old Dominion.
He'll be there. As he's in the ODU Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is.
Another run by Hampton as they're just milking clock now, Frank.
Yeah. He's a Bud Matheny Award winner,
That's
I think.
right,
Baseball, the highest baseball honor you can get. One of the greatest honors you get in sports here in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Got a nice picture of him in the outfield, in center field.
So Banks comes off. He's had a long night. He has played hard, and he's been hit many times. Pietrkowski now in. He's got to run all the way across field to bring the play in.
Might have to be close to a delay of game. It's under 4 minutes now. 14-0 Hampton. 3rd and 5 from the 15. Is Pietrkowski, and they're going to call a hold. I saw that.
My goodness, how many holds? That's probably the 4th run of positive yardage for the Crabbers that's been by Pietrkowski. It's been called back for a hold. It's right here on the right. I'm going to say Robinson.
Looks like,
yeah, 64.
Pietrkowski took a huge hit after that play. Like he's favoring his shoulder.
He's going to take some hits. He's got to show some
Steve
effort.
running on that track. Look at him run.
Steve Fryer, yeah. Great job. The ball moves back. Pietrkowski's talking with Kenny Gilliam to see what play goes next. And it's good. So Pietrkowski and Banks come in.
So 3rd and 15, Frank, from the 25.
Jones that comes out.
And now more confusion.
I think they have one too
Hampton
many
calls
quarterbacks
timeout.
in. Question is, did they supposed to have both?
Well, they say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. So I guess that's why they call timeout. So Frank, 3:49 left, 14-0 Hampton. What do you think?
I think Bethel's frustration is going to carry over, and it's a shame. I think they've got a very good ball club this year. They've lost some tight games.
Yes.
Tonight they could not get through that Crabber defense. I think they got some positives to take from the game, but not many. It's just been one of those nights. It's been frustrating.
I agree.
For the Crabbers, I think the defense has shown up strong. The offense has a lot of things to work out.
Yes.
In particular, organization, and that just comes with experience and game time. And again, this is their second full game of the season.
Right.
I think Petrakowski has shown himself to be more of a dual threat than they ever gave him credit. That time he's able to throw off the other receiver and get the right number of guys on his side.
Oh, man, that's going to be a delay of game.
Well, and you jinxed them because they hadn't gotten a delay game. I'm not sure. Is it? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a false start.
Crabbers usually pick up one or two delay games a game, and he hadn't had one tonight.
But I agree with you, Frank. I think Bethel, as you see the Bethel defensive line, they have a good nucleus.
They do.
You know, I mean, they have a good mix of young players and seniors, and you don't want to start looking until next year already. But they still have a good group of kids that can pull us together, and hopefully for the next 2 years build upon what they started the last couple years.
Well, they played the 4-0 Warwick Raiders. Yeah. They played the Crabbers. They beat Menchville and they lost to Mark.
Right.
So
and all those games
they lost to Kickingham, which is another game like this.
Yes.
Very close play game.
All those games were close except for the Moy game. As they go inside to Highsmith, good play by Hampton. Highsmith has a chance to get in. He falls short of the first down. Of obviously,
nice tackle to save the touchdown time by the Bruins. As he was able, it was a hand that came out, caught him in the foot, knocked him down. Good tackle out there. It's hard to see who it was.
Haven't seen that play much tonight.
No, but you tell Highsmith's running ability, very energetic, and you can tell he's a little different than Butler. Butler's more motors on.
Yes.
Highsmith lifts those thighs up. What's the guy who used to play for San Francisco?
Oh, you're talking about Roger Craig.
Roger Craig.
Yeah, he does remind me of a young Roger Craig. So Petrakowski's been good at these short yardage situations, and he calls timeout, try to jump Bethel off sides.
And then knowing what Kenny Gilliam has asked him to do tonight, Willis may see a little sneak here.
Yeah. So 2:52, 14-0 Hampton. Again, another close game here.
Yeah, very close. Well, we got a good one coming up later this week. Lake Taylor comes in from Norfolk to play the Phoebus Phantoms.
They were beating Norview last time I checked, so they might come in undefeated.
Denby and Kickingham on October 12th, Hampton and Phoebus on October 13th. So back-to-back, Wu Bay and I'll be camping out right here at Darling Stadium. Join us, bring your own sleeping bag. We'll have a little fire there in the 50-yard line. We'll bring the grill and we'll cook some dogs and some burgers and have a good time. That's going to be a Friday-Saturday combination. And Woodside comes in on the 19th of October. So a very busy central part of October. And
Woodside
good action here.
Always tough.
We've seen them once. I've seen them once tonight when they played Bethel here.
Kickingham.
No, Kickingham, excuse me.
I have not seen them in person.
Yeah, that was they're a good ball club. They play that option.
I can just ask Mr. Foley. He can scout Woodside for us. His wife is a principal over there. So.
All right,
so 4th and 1. Petrakowski, and it's going to be maybe another false start. Let's see what the flag is. They're going to decline this.
It's a legal shift.
Oh, now you got some more penalties.
Now you got a 15-yarder. A late flag right there at the end. Petrakowski, he's already said that they tore his helmet off. That 15-yarder is going to hurt the Bruins, I believe. Yeah. That was way after the whistle. They were having to separate them. Petrakowski smartly gets away.
That's going to be offset, though. It should be.
No, the legal shift is going to be on the Crabbers. That's the official legal shift. Yeah.
Against Bethel.
Legal shift.
Looks like a legal shift.
No, the first one. So 5 yards against the Crabbers. So it's half the distance to the goal. And then a dead ball foul. So they'll move the ball back 5 and then move it back 5 and then go half the distance to the goal. which is what they're doing now. And apparently, I have no idea. I don't know what the dead ball foul was.
So
it was only 5 yards. So they repeat the down. Fourth down.
Repeat the down.
So it was a 5-yard dead ball foul. Had to be.
It's just going to be 4th and 1 again. At the 11.
I would think the same play.
Yeah, I would think.
You got Marrero, the big center, 5'9", 235. Nope.
They go to Highsmith up front. He gets the first down.
And the clock's going to continue to run.
Yeah. And, you know, Bethel had him stopped.
Discussion out there with Kenny Gilliam and his quarterback. Meanwhile, the offense awaits the play. The clock now running again. It looks like Kenny Gilliam's going to get his first win as the acting head coach of the Hampton Crabbers. Pietrkowski and Banks share the glory for the win as the quarterback. Banks was actually the starter tonight.
Yeah, he was. Pietrkowski in now. First and goal from the 7.
Right up the middle. Pick up about a half a yard, maybe. Clock continues to run under 2 minutes now. Marrero, the big center there, number 60. Very animated. He's had a good matchup tonight with Jackson Griffiths. They've been going at each other.
So we'll see if they run the clock out or they try to punch one in. Second and goal from the 6. 1:23 and counting, Frank.
Pietrkowski right behind Marrero. You see Griffiths right over top.
Another run up the middle and
big fullback looked like. Yeah, that's Kyrell McKinney. McKinney listed starts as a down defensive lineman.
Bethel calls a timeout.
Yeah, Bethel seems to set themselves up here for another score against them.
That's the last timeout. A minute left.
Neither team has timeout left. So a good night here at Darling weather-wise, good night crowd-wise, and a pretty good ball game. I'm sure Bethel fans are going to be disappointed. They go to 1-4. Hampton is going to move to 1-1. One day they'll finish that game against Denby.
That sounds weird,
they were leading 14-0 in half and got lightninged out of that.
That sounds really weird. Bethel 1-4, Hampton 1-1.
1-1, yeah. And we're in the end of September.
Yeah. But again, like you said, they have 2 games to make up. They have the Hampton, they have the Heritage game to make up that was supposed to be played last week, and then they have the rain shortened or lightning shortened game against Denby, which they're up 14-0.
And Denby doesn't, I don't think worries them. What worries them, and I think what will benefit Hampton is the delay in playing Heritage.
Right. They play Heritage.
Heritage been up and down this year, but always a good team.
Fake.
Pietrkowski. And the lineman there, number 58, Aaron Carter, has played well all night.
Yeah, he has.
Is not fooled a bit. His job was to watch Pietrkowski, and he kept an eyeball on him. And they're going to kick a field goal. When's the last time we said that, Wube? Hampton Crabbers going to kick a field goal.
Let the clock run. Let's see if they really kick it.
I think they want to kick it. I think they want Kramer to get a kick. I don't blame them. 31 seconds left. Pietrkowski to hold. You got to practice this sometime. Be a 24-yarder. And it certainly got the height.
Oh, he missed
no
it.
good. Must have been wide right. So Kramer misses wide right. Turnover with 13 seconds to go. The Bruins get the ball, and I would imagine take a knee and be done with it.
Flag. That might be against Bethel.
Is there a flag on Bethel? My goodness.
That looks like it could be running into the kicker.
They'll kick it again? No.
That's running into the kicker. Oh,
Mr. Newsom giving some instruction, I think, to Julian Kramer about making those kicks. The ball goes down to the 4-yard line. As you see, fans, if you come to the ball game when we're recording these games, you're on TV the rest of your life. Good crowd now getting out of the stadium. You got some new players going in for both sides.
Now you feel
Kowski has to count his guys until the last one to run off. So the last play probably of the ball game, and certainly if it's a run, Max is going to get behind his line and take a knee. And that's going to do it here from Darlin Stadium. Well, the Crabbers get their first win of the season. Bethel drops to 1-4. But there's going to be some good things to take out of it. It's just going to take a while for Coach Beverly to sort it out.
Yeah, you feel bad for the Bethel kids. Fought hard, short week. We don't, we're not going to say if that made a difference in the outcome tonight or not. But, somebody had to win, and the Crabbers pulled it out again. They haven't played in a while. It was a good win for the Crabbers to get on in the win column. And, we'll see how it works out for these teams next week.
Discussion here with the officials. Steve Fryer there trying to figure out, he's about out of film. How much more can they do? He took a knee. Think of him to do it again. Well, the game's not over. And so they're going to have to play one more play. Herman Drone, the clock operator, is a little bit confused with what is happening on the field. We thought he took the knee, but it was 4th down. That's what it was.
Oh.
So there's a turnover, so the ball goes to Bethel. They have to snap it.
Well,
that's what it had to be. Was it 4th down?
That was 4th down.
So the Crabbers defense got to come out. And the Bethel offense. So one more play.
One more
Crabbers,
play.
I think they have 11. They may have 12. Who knows? They're just going to snap the ball. Beard actually in a shotgun. Now they're getting everybody straight. Oh my goodness. So it's a legal substitution against the Crabbers. So the ball goes to the 10-yard line. So that's what it was, and out they come. They pick up 5 yards with the second go. Well, they call it 11. Yeah, it's 11 seconds to go. So the Crabbers and the Bruins play a little bit longer here in the 4th quarter.
Beard, back to pass. It's going to be complete.
Caught and down in the field of play. And that should run the clock out.
Actually, it was a 1st down, so they stopped the clock. Now that ends it, Frank.
No, that ended?
I think that ends it, Frank. As you see,
All
Coach
right.
Gilliam.
Kenny Gilliam trying to wonder, they're just trying to keep from getting that first win as the acting head coach of the Hampton Crabbers. There he is right there. Good shot of the coach. So there we go. Game over. Team's going to shake hands. And a well-played game by both clubs. Not too many penalties, but some hurtful ones against Bethel tonight. And we saw a lot of saw a few new things out of the Crabbers tonight, in particular Petrikowski being able to run the ball.
Yeah, nobody knew he could run. Everybody, game planned him to throw, and you saw him make some plays with his legs.
He did.
And that's going to be something to look forward to later on in the season. Again, they're 1-1 with a game to make up. They have Heritage coming up in a few days. So, Coach Smith comes back in a couple weeks. So we'll see what this Crabber team can do later on in the season.
We're going to see for Bethel, they, to be honest, they're still in the playoff hunt.
Oh, yeah.
And keep that in mind. So they've got to come back. You win 4 or 5 games, you're in the playoff hunt. And you need 4 more. And
like you said, Frank, the margin of their losses, Kickingham by 6, Warwick heartbreak style, lost by 7 on a block field goal. They lose this game by 14. You never want to take moral victories, but you have to look forward to later on in the season. As they still fight hard, it just came up a little short tonight.
Gonna have to. Let's thank our crew, of course, Andy Foley, Renee Camden, Krista Campbell, Matt Buckwalter, Randy Bagoli,
Nathaniel Braxton, and Alex Bagoli.
And Alex Bagoli, that's right.
Bagoli Jr.
And, of course, the great Steve Fryer on the field there,
right
at the bottom of your screen, taking the last photos from field level. On behalf of Wube Gabray, this is Frank Edgar signing off from Darlin Stadium on Friday Night Football. Final score here, the Hampton Crabbers 14, the Bethel Bruins nothing. See you in a couple of weeks.